10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
I have 6 headsets here, and every once in a while I pick up one that works. That's called Production Side. Want to say, no, this is not Memorex. We are live at 8 minutes after the top of the 9 o'clock hour in the Central Time Zone, 8 after 7 on the West Coast. This is the Shooters Gallery on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network and ProWrestlingRadio.net. Welcome in a multiple location station. From Studio One, yours truly, Fast Eddie Layne, welcoming in tag team partner from the Peach State, Shane Noles.
Oh, ready for the hot tag and a run-in. How are you guys this evening?
And speaking of the run-in, you can always hashtag trust in Phil. He's the president of wrestling, Phil Stamper.
Howdy, everybody. I didn't just break my microphone on the way in.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I didn't really break it, but I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I heard the spring holding the microphone go just as I got in, so...
I don't have the spring sound effect. Damn it, I wish I did. The one that goes... I may actually be able to record that myself and keep it. Who the hell knows? Exactly. Thank you to everybody tuning in so far through the Beyond Ringside Radio Network, the Beyond Ringside Radio app for Amazon, Android, BlackBerry, TuneIn Radio, so many different sources, including Ustream up and running this evening. It's nice to have everything actually operational because we were having a pain in the ass again on Monday. Believe that. Oh, God, I have to be careful about saying it because every time I say believe that, I'm going, oh, God, Roman Reigns has got to quit using that phrase. We have had so many changes on the horizon for Survivor Series that I'm actually impressed. Because remember last month at the pay-per-view or live event on the WWE Network, which you can get for only $9.99. I want half. Hey, look, ever since Raw from Eddie Murphy, people who know me, you were going to do that, weren't you?
I was thinking, Eddie, I want half as soon as you said it.
That's it. I'm going to load extra onions on that sack full of crystals I still owe you. By the way, before I go any further, how about double or nothing? Make it a wing bet. Alabama versus Auburn.
Oh, you're putting me on the spot, Eddie, for the Iron Bowl next Saturday. We'll talk more about it, but I'm on the spot. I am not there yet to pick the Auburn Tigers, but you might could talk me into it.
Now, I'm talking straight up, no spread.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking, I don't give a damn who covers or not. I'll talk about that with my associate in financial prognostications in athletic endeavors. I don't call him.
Endorsement's not sponsored by Beyond Ringside.
I don't call him a bookie. He makes more money.
Pierre the French, similar to Jimmy the Greek.
Yeah, there you go. Sounds like a bad 70s porn movie. But seriously, coming back, God, you said Jimmy the Greek and I said, but leave it alone. Now, I was perfectly cognizant and coherent before we went live, and I'm under the influence of no alcoholic beverages whatsoever, and definitely not under the influence of performance-enhancing drugs. USADA cannot get in touch with me on this one, plain and simple. But
what?
The anti-doping agency, the United States Anti-Doping Agency, USADA.
Oh, I thought you said something else.
No, I said
I missed something here.
I didn't say Asuka either, but thanks for playing.
No, all I heard was Asada, and I'm like, Masada?
No,
What?
wrong person.
I was very confused.
I'm in the wrong geographic region for him to contact me.
I don't know. He's a little closer to. Well, actually, no. He is closer to you than he is to me right now.
There you go, North Carolina, right?
No, he is now in Texas.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, definitely closer to me than you right now. which that's an entirely different animal unto itself. Houston's going to be a great time this weekend, and I'm really glad WWE's going to be down there. Before I'm going to jump on one little thing real quick, there was a press release put out by WWE, and I'm trying to remember exactly where I saw it, where they were talking about the financial impact of WrestleMania on Orlando earlier this year. Something to the effect of around $131 million worth of generated income from people coming in from out of the area. Everything from hotels to rental cars to restaurants and souvenirs and stuff like that in Orlando. So I can only hope that
181 million.
181, thank you. Which is phenomenal. I love it. I think we're lucky if we can get an extra $39.95 when Raw or SmackDown comes to Birmingham. But so I can only hope. I mean, I would love to see them pick up half of that in Houston this weekend for TakeOver, Survivor Series, Raw, and SmackDown, because you're going to have people coming in from different areas of the country for this one. And I'm hoping that and I started to allude to this a minute ago, with all the changes that have occurred, and let's go with probably one of the more recent ones is the factor of the split off for the 3-on-3 challenge, Team Raw, which is the Shield, and Team SmackDown, which is the New Day. We're going to hit predictions a little bit later in the broadcast, but I want to talk about that one first, because last night on To Be Determined, and ever since it was announced that they were going to solidify the factor of this match taking place, I've been bouncing in my head which team benefits from the win, and is there a way to genuinely do this without hurting either of the two mega factions? Granted, the Shield is just recently reformed, and Big E actually said it perfectly when he was talking about, can they trust each other? Whereas the New Day has been your boy. New Day has been your boys ever since day one, with really bad gimmickry in the first year, but they broke out of that and actually made it work. So I'm going to bounce the question to both of y'all. Which team benefits more from the win in that Shield New Day challenge? Shane?
I'm going to say the New Day, just because I think, and this is, again, this may seem mean-spirited on my part, but I don't want it to come across that way. The WWE would have us believe that the Shield getting back together is akin to the New World Order or the Four Horsemen. Personally, I don't think they were around that long before to garner that type of reputation, but you can certainly see with the people involved how WWE wants to condition you to think. So I think the New Day would benefit more with a win over the Shield. I think more people would remember that a little bit longer in our short attention spans than they would the Shield with a victory over New Day.
Phil?
I don't know. To me, I think it's almost an even push. I mean, I think it does give more impact onto New Day, but more because of the perspective that they're on SmackDown, which is now getting lower ratings than Raw. So in that way, I think it only benefits them. But because the Shield is sort of the leading faction of today's generation. So for them, I mean, they're kind of at the top. Put it this way, Roman Reigns is a face again. I didn't think I'd say that 2 months ago.
Wildly popular, too.
Yeah. It might not last, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm actually genuinely at an impasse, because every time I come up with a reason why the Shield would benefit more than the New Day, another reason comes up that just brings it right back to dead square even. It's almost like that perfect sporting event where it's going to come down to, you've got nip tuck all the way and it's 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and you've got one team that has got great offense but another team that's got great defense. So is the offense going to win, or the defense going to get the interception or a pick six? So it's like,
I think you just made my brain bleed a little bit there.
Sorry about that. How many people on Facebook Live have their brain bleeding right now, or have you fired that up yet?
I have not fired that up yet.
Okay.
I literally ran in the door.
Okay. But seriously, putting the world in perspective is kind of like, once again, you've got so many different ways that this could go. And I'm actually at a coin toss. This is one of those, okay, before I move to the next one, last night on TBD Live, I put it to the cast, and I'll put it to you two gentlemen right now. I'm setting the over-under for the number of matches that will have a non-finish at 2. Do you go over? Do you choose the under? Or do you say that I've hit it right on the money? Phil?
Yeah, well, I just think from a production value, they can't go over 2. And even for 2, I think then one of them has to have something else in it. Like, it's a screw that somehow sets up a third person or a third party involved in it too, or it's some kind of swervy deal. Yeah, just something funky with it.
So you're going with
2.
You said that I've hit it right on the head. Shane?
I think you've hit it on the head.
I will agree with my cohort and say you nailed a push on that one. I will say 2 as well. And I'm curious for more reasons than one, with Brock Lesnar now wrestling AJ Styles, as you were talking about all these lineup changes. And this is just fitting off your question, am I wrong to believe that a third party is going to get involved with that? Because I'm sure there's plenty of time to build up a challenger for Lesnar at Royal Rumble, but I don't know. There's something in my mind seems fishy here. Like, I'm not sure they want to have Styles go under so quickly after taking the belt off Jinder Mahal. So it would seem, in my opinion, that might not be the match to do it. But I totally agree with Phil's point. Survivor Series seems to have been a place for returns or run-ins to set up something big picture to kick off Mania.
You have picked one of the 2 matches that I have pretty much said will be a non-finish. And in this case, you might have to add a disqualification into that mix. Because this past week on SmackDown, Jinder Mahal confronted AJ Styles in the back hallway. And they had Jinder laid down the threat, blah, blah, blah. Now, that leads me to believe there is a possibility that Jinder would interfere on behalf, or, interfere and attack AJ. Either that or the Singh brothers. Lo and behold, I don't know if they would actually risk giving Lesnar the disqualification win to the possibility that he would actually sit back and say, I'm not taking that. But there's another thing that has occurred which adds a very strangely shaped piece to the puzzle. When SmackDown, I believe, or WWE, makes their way back down to India in the month of December. And if my notes are right, I think the night is going to be December 5th in down there, where Triple H has challenged Jinder Mahal to the biggest match in India in WWE history. So lo and behold, you've got Hunter coming into play, which now it makes perfect sense for him to be on Team Raw. 2 and 2 does equal 6.75. Common Core, thank you. And then also, if you do set up a quick title change again, I don't think they would do that, though, because that would actually cheapen the AJ run more than anything else. So I think they would have to find a way to keep it on him. But it's either December 5th or December 9th. But I would actually sit back and say, yeah, Jinder would be the reason to cost AJ at least a victory in that match. Either that or the referee would just throw it completely out. Agree? Disagree?
Maybe. I mean, they could be just testing the waters with it all. I don't know. Like, I mean, on one aspect of it, they've kind of made it cool. Like, wait a minute, they're shaking all these things up. That's really neat. We didn't see this coming. But when it first started to happen, I felt very different. I felt like they're not trusting where their product is right now, and they need to shake it up for that reason. But it's such a wide scoping shakeup that now it does feel like, okay, this was a plan and this is a manufactured setup. But sometimes they try things on the road to see what could lead to the future. So if it works, it could work well. I'm trying to think. Is AJ? No, AJ hasn't worked Triple H since he's been in, has he?
No. I'm sure that'd be a dream match for Hunter, even though AJ could probably still run rings around him.
I do have a feeling sometime soon, and when I say soon, I mean I already kind of saw the writing on the wall that with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn that something would happen for them to return to Raw. And then that leads up a contentious moment over there. Or that even with New Day and this, that New Day and the Shield could continue on for a while. And then when they redo the draft again, you know, whoever comes over is going to have some resentment from the Raw crew that they helped to beat down. So I already kind of saw that something like that was coming. So I do wonder, you know, does Jinder turn on AJ to help Brock and then jumps the ship to Raw and goes into sort of the main event picture over on Raw, or is it no? At the end of the day, it's all Team Blue and it's all AJ Styles, because it's not. It's not title for title.
No.
So
bragging rights.
Right. So there's no risk for Brock to lose, but then that means that sets up this longer term feud between the two of them. Potentially, if AJ even isn't the champion then, or is it they're at a point again like we have to shake this up and we'll just go back to a unified champion, create a brand new title belt that people will buy, and then
no, leave it alone. Do not merge the titles again. No.
Hey, at the end of the day, it is about the almighty dollar, and if that works for it, go forth and be merry.
Fine. Tell Vince to get in touch with Billy Corgan and buy the National Wrestling Alliance. That way they can bring sweet Charlotte up there. Bring the real 10 pounds of gold.
Well, I'm hearing whispers of Schmock Schmogan. The uprising talent might be making his way to the NWA.
Schmuck Schmogan?
Schmock Schmogan.
F that.
Along with frig me.
Frig you?
Barrick Rishkoff.
F that too.
What about Basin Curvy?
Let him go back to the Blunder Bleers.
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you get up and walk out on me?
Okay, I can't. I know we're early on this, but I can't skip doing a trivia question from what Phil was singing, the Joe Cocker song from the Wonder Years. The jacket that Fred Savage's character wore from that show is on display at the Smithsonian. Which NFL team's jacket did he wear?
Ooh. Oh. Ooh.
Detroit Lions.
Detroit
Lions.
No, sir.
Okay.
I don't even remember where they were out of.
I knew it wasn't the Atlanta Falcons. They never get love. Look at the rest of the NFC South. We're going to be in trouble to try to make the playoffs, too.
It was the New York Jets. I just thought that was so weird, Wonder Years references. I had that trivia question last week. So. Odd timing.
Had to go back and get in touch with Ira Schultz for a consultation on that, and he went there and answered. Okay. There's another trivia question right there, and actually, nobody knows the name Ira Schultz unless you are a longtime fan of a specific game show. And I can just as easily sit back and do their gimmick. The name of the show is blank. In that clue.
Are you asking us?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh, Ira Schultz. Now I'm on the clock, as is Phil.
So. To tell the truth.
No.
Why do I know this?
I feel like I missed the reference.
Easy. I said the name of the show is blank. And I'm even playing the music.
I figured that's why it was like Match Game.
That's it.
That era.
That's it.
Oh, it was Match Game.
I figured I'd be incredibly asinine and just play the Match Game music. To which I want to say a heartfelt thank you to the Buzzer Network for giving me late night or giving me reasons to not fall asleep by running vintage Match Game like 73, 74, 78. So it's kind of like, I'm good. I'm kosher. And by the way, speaking of television networks, we're going to take a quick one, and this is a freebie. They do not charge, and I'm not making money off this push. If you have a Roku or another type of device like Amazon Fire or what's the other one, whatever it is,
Google Chromecast.
That's it. There is a app that you can put in, or there's a channel that you can get, which is actually a TV tuner channel. It's called Pluto TV. Website Pluto.tv. And this is one of the cool things about this. They have a number of channels, everything from television to movies to music. Does not cost a dime. And from there, they have an Impact Wrestling channel showing vintage, and I mean classic, NWA, TNA wrestling. Everything from Bound for Glory to X Division. They even had Eric Young's Greatest Matches. They showed Bound for Glory 2009 recently, and they keep stuff in a regular rotation, and it is great to be able to go back. I mean, classic NWA TNA, where they had the 10 pounds of gold, where it was America's Most Wanted versus Triple X. In the infancy of when P.D. Williams was trying to be Little Papa Pump. I mean, all the different things that were involved. Taylor Wilde with the knockouts and Sarita.
Steiner Math. Steiner Math.
Yeah, Steiner Math. Like I said, though, if you've got a device like that, and I think you might actually be able to get it for your desktop, as well as your other mobile devices, iPhone, Android, Windows Phone, whatever, BlackBerry, tablet, check it out. Pluto TV. It doesn't cost a dime. And they've got a lot of great programming on there. It's very cool. They've got live news feeds, live weather feeds, live music feeds, classic television, classic movies, and some even more recent stuff. So, like I said, it's free. What you got to lose? Not a damn thing. Check it out sometime. And for those who miss the days when TNA was actually a strong promotion, they're even showing some of the old, and I mean OLD old, weekly pay-per-views that they used to do in their infancy.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. They're bringing those back. Can you say happy fat man? That's what I am.
$9.99 on Wednesday nights. I'm going to be doing the Shark Boy Marathon this weekend.
I got a ton. Believe it or not, I've actually got quite a few of those old $9.99 weekly pay-per-views on VHS. I've actually got a VHS player on the way, a 6-head model that is actually, I'm going to start moving those into my hard drive. So,
I love you, Eddie Layne.
Yes, only I would sit back and say, yes, I've got the weekly pay-per-views on VHS. Scary thought. I've got so many boxes of VHS. I'd actually need to get 3 of those VHS to DVD converters, and they'd be running 24/7 just to make a dent in what I've got.
Yep.
Seriously. But like I said, seriously, Pluto TV or Pluto.tv, check it out. It's really cool. I enjoy it. Now there was a ton of different things that I had crossing my mind right now. Let's go with the other more recent one from Survivor Series. And that is the factor we have a new SmackDown Women's Champion in the role of Charlotte Flair. Having defeated Natalya this past Tuesday on SmackDown in Charlotte, North Carolina. Can you say Flair country? Yes, you can.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
and I didn't know my dad would be there. Oh,
it's actually funny because she went up and after she ran up to hug him, when she pulled away, she actually said, "You made it." Now,
I'm bitter. I don't believe anything in wrestling anymore. It's not real to me. Damn it.
Shane and I both have David Will's phone number. We can get him on the phone in 5 seconds. Oh, and by the way, the Dan Patrick Show can kiss my ass. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Last week they were when the Flair 30 for 30 was getting ready to debut. A couple of the guys on the show were making the smart ass comment about David Wills, and it's like I just went ahead and got on Twitter. I said, "Hello at DP Show. Meet David Wills. Y'all talk. Hashtag still real to me." So
I didn't know that he was on Web Redemption. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, he got the Tosh Web Redemption. That was, 5 years ago.
Yeah, 7. It was in 2010.
Okay, longer than that then. But that phrase will never die. I just wish he was.
The last time I saw Dave Wills, he had one of my favorite T-shirts that said, "I used to be over."
Yeah, I saw. Matter of fact, didn't we see him up at Scenic City back in August?
That was at Scenic City. That's right. Yeah, that's what it was.
By the way, before we get back onto the Flair thing, I'm going to go ahead and drop the bomb real quick. Yes, this Saturday, the 18th of November, Hickson, Tennessee, right outside of Chattanooga. The Scenic City Trios tournament will be at Hickson High School. It is going to be, they've got a lot of great things going on throughout the day, including from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., a comic card and collectors show at Hickson High School. They're going to have everything from comic books to bobbleheads to you name it, they're going to have it. I know there's at least 20 different vendors who are going to be there. The admission is only a $2 donation. That's it. Ya es todo. That's all. So for our friends in and around the southeastern, and actually from what I've been told, there's people coming down from the northeast for this show. Now, taking that one step further, originally, and I kind of popped this one last night, and then Reverend Dan kind of stole my thunder on Monday night on the Midnight Black Mass. But hey, what the hell? It's Reverend Dan. I'm cool with it. I originally was spearheading the Beyond Ringside Summit at Scenic City this Saturday. We do have confirmation that the cast of the Midnight Black Mass, Reverend Dan Wilson, the Strong Style Psycho Tank, and the Southeast Strangler, my phone went off, Andrew Alexander will be there. Reverend Dan is going to be calling the action. I will be joining Dan Wilson on commentary for the Scenic City Trios tournament. The Beyond Ringside mobile radio rig will be there. Instead of me running the radio rig, however, Stan Grubb, Rob Hefner, and Brian Taylor from Corner to Corner are coming down from Virginia for this show. And
Lord.
Yeah, they're going to be handling the Beyond Ringside radio rig. Originally, Mark Bowman from Beyond Ringside was supposed to be there, but he is going to be working with SLW this coming Saturday night. The Wicked Nemesis is Angie Tessarian from the To Be Determined show. We're originally going to make the trip. Now, there is still a possibility Wick and Angie can make the trip, but Wick is suffering through a knee injury right now, to where, as of yesterday, he said his knee had swollen up to the size of 2 grapefruits, or one of Dolly Parton's boobs. So,
well, it is Tennessee.
There you go. Well, he lives in Alabama, but it's close. So from that vantage point, like I said, we're still working on some numbers as far as getting everybody in place for the BR Summit. But like I said, I think part of it's going to take place at the City Cafe and Diner. But like I said, we're still working on some other stuff. So it doesn't matter. Alabama, Tennessee, Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Kentucky, Hickson, Tennessee is going to be the place to be Saturday, the 18th, this Saturday. And there may be even more surprises on the way, especially from the Beyond Ringside Radio Network. We are working on this diligently. Trust me on this one. Now, coming back over to it. At SCI Tournament on Twitter. Check it out. Also, Facebook fan page, Scenic City Invitational. Check it out. From there. Was I the only one of the three of us that was not surprised in the least when Charlotte went over with the women's title?
For some reason, I was expecting it to happen. I thought she was already the champion. To be my outside of wrestling life schedule has gotten a little hectic in the last couple of weeks, and for some reason I thought they already had done something where she was the champion. So I didn't think it was new this week.
No, it was live and it took place, and Charlotte won the championship. Shane, were you surprised?
Not at all, especially the location.
Location. This adds a unique twist, so to speak. Because without giving a prediction, which we didn't do in the other match yet, or any of the matches so far, we'll do that later. Who benefits more from this match? Charlotte or Alexa? Shane.
Well, I'm going to make kind of the same argument I made for Shield versus New Day. I think Charlotte's one that you can certainly see the company is way behind. Not to say they're not with Alexa, but it would do more for Alexa Bliss, I think, long term. I mean, Charlotte is the epitome of the ladies' division, no matter what brand she's on, in my opinion, just the way she's positioned.
Philip?
This is the match I could see them totally doing a push on, so they could, or some kind of schmazzy. Hey, you attacked us on Raw. We're gonna take you out, SmackDown ladies, and it turns into a big just melee of a fight. That's gonna be my call.
I see that for the SmackDown versus Raw Women's Survivor Series matchup, which is going to be an even more intriguing circumstance because of one of the people who is involved in that match. But coming back over to it, I'm going to be honest. The one who has the most to lose in this whole scenario as far as the title versus title or the clash of the women's champions, easy, Bliss.
Yeah.
If she goes under in this one, that derails a ton of her momentum. Because she still had to say, I mean, we're still dealing with Charlotte saying long before there was a goddess, there was a queen. And all that other good crap, which is really cool. Charlotte's promos have gotten better. But I believe personally that Charlotte is going to be the huge favorite, Vegas style, to win this matchup. And Bliss goes in as a decided underdog. And in this case, once again, Charlotte doesn't need the win. She is so incredibly over, it ain't even funny. Heel or face or anywhere in between, she's over. She's got the momentum. Bliss, on the other hand, is still in that fragile zone, in my opinion, to where I hate to say it like this, but she needs the win. Agree, disagree?
Oh, totally agree. But I also think that they want to keep Charlotte. So I think, because her SmackDown story has been that she has not been able to get the title until now, right? So I feel that everything you said is true about Alexa. At the same time, they can't have Charlotte go under either. So I think if they do this in classic Yay wrestling style, it's going to be start off. Here's Alexa. Here's Charlotte. Charlotte actually gets a bigger pop. Everybody goes crazy. One side or the other starts getting the advantage. All the women come down. Somebody calls it, and it goes right into a SmackDown. The SmackDown women, or the Survivor Series women's match.
Shane?
Well, it's interesting the question you first brought up about how many matches have non-conclusive finishes to over or under. The more that you hear of the lineup, it's almost like they've booked themselves into a corner. It reminds me of, say an AWA, NWA, or anytime two companies have done, joint deals. It's great when you look at dream matchups on paper, but how do you do conclusive finishes without someone, being slighted a little bit, or going under, or their brand being hurt a little bit? Alexa and Charlotte, I totally agree. I mean, I hope, to Phil's point, we don't get another multiple ladies match. I'd actually like to see a one-on-one that actually has some substance to it. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if they went that route.
Which leads me to the women's 5-on-5 traditional Survivor Series elimination match. Bayley, Nia Jax, Crazy Like a Fox, Sasha Banks and Asuka on Team Raw versus Tamina, Carmella, Becky Lynch, Naomi, and a player to be named later. Which smart money is on. There's 3 names that are being bandied about, especially by me. 1, Paige. Conceivable possibility. 2, Natalya. Makes sense. She's the former SmackDown Women's Champion. And 3, I'm just going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say that if she does not win the NXT Women's Championship, I am going to go ahead and sit back and say Nikki Cross is a logical choice because they've been talking about bringing her up and breaking her off of Sanity, which I'm okay with, but I'm not okay with. I'm thinking even odds right now on Natty. I'm thinking maybe 5-1, Paige. Cross being 25-1. So do you take even money, short money, or long money? Shane?
Give me Paige. I'm with you on that.
Phil?
Oh, wait a minute.
Yes.
I think this would be a great time to introduce the oh my gosh, I feel really bad. You probably just said her name and my brain is dead. The MMA female talent, Manders? No, that's not it.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, because then that they could put her in, and then that later down the road in SmackDown leads to, hey, here's now Ronda Rousey, my best friend.
That is a conceivable possibility that they could have Rousey come on to Team Blue. I don't think that, and I know the young lady you're talking about, I can't remember her name, and that's really bad of me because I'm a huge fan.
Shayla.
Yeah, that's it.
It's gonna
yeah. But she's one of the 4 horsewomen of MMA.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, and this would be about the time, if not closer to Royal Rumble. I'm thinking Rumble's going to be a better chance because that'll give you the fast track to WrestleMania to get Ronda Rousey onto WWE TV, which they would normally do 2 months in advance to begin with. Maybe.
Yeah.
Here's the intriguing side of this whole scenario with the women's match. Asuka was undefeated on NXT. Asuka had to vacate the title because of injury so that they could bring her up. Do they run the risk if they don't find a way to get Asuka out of the match? Do they run the risk of letting her get pinned or tapped during the Survivor Series match? Phil?
Ooh. Yeah, they would because they screw it up all the time with the women in the WWE. They really do. I mean, Nia Jax she was supposed to be the giant monster in every match she lost by submission. So, yeah, they're going to screw it up.
Shane?
Once again, I will agree with my co-host Phil on that one. I'm right there with you. They think about, and to an extent, she wasn't maybe at that level, but think of how over Bayley was when she first got the call-up from NXT. I mean, you go back and see her debut, her first few shows. It was a special novelty, and it didn't take long for them to screw the pooch on that.
I say they don't. This time. They'll do it in 2 months. I honestly think at this point they will have either pre-match or 5 minutes in before too many people get eliminated, a melee, a breakdown. And the short version is Asuka gets pulled off the apron, shoulder either into the steps or the turnpost, re-aggravating her injury and having her taken away from ringside. Now, if they have her come back as the badass to win the whole damn thing, I will absolutely probably go pop open a 20-ounce Coca-Cola. I'm not sure yet, but it may be salted caramel Crown Royal. Damn, that stuff is good.
They do have caramel Pepsi.
I'm sorry. I'm going to get in trouble for this. I'm not a huge Pepsi fan.
See, I was trying to say you could split it down the middle. I've not tried the caramel Pepsi yet. It's probably over sugar.
Do you know what just returned? Speaking of over sugar, do you know what just returned to shelves exclusively at Dollar General?
Domino granulated?
Jolt Cola.
Holy hell.
all the sugar and twice the caffeine and perhaps a little bit of nose candy in there too.
All the guilt.
As a younger man, the very first time I ever had Jolt Cola, I didn't have one. I had two and a king-size Snickers bar on a late-night trip and got caffeine poisoning. Because it was like Jolt extra, like double extreme or something. I made it. I was basically taking a whole bunch of people to the airport when I lived in Pennsylvania up in New York, drove back, went to bed. I woke up an hour later so sick and so dehydrated. Like, it was like I was on fire. It was insane.
Before we go any further on Survivor Series, I'm going to go ahead and throw this one out. Triple H, of course, earlier this week and earlier today, matter of fact, during a conference call, did solidify and reaffirm the fact that the War Games cage will not have a roof. Disappointed or pretty much expecting it? Or you can be both at the same time. It's pretty much even. Shane?
I wish they would have had a roof just to make it seem a little different from. I think haven't they started doing the open Hell in the Cells? Or are those still enclosed?
They're still enclosed.
Okay. Then yeah, no roof. I guess that does harken back. I mean, anything to change that up a little bit.
Pac-Man? Or is that?
I may need to step away for a second. I will be right back.
Okay, bye. Short version is while he's away, tell you what. Let's go ahead and shift over for a second, folks. We're going to go ahead and go to a quick one. We're a little bit past the 30, so this is going to be the combination top of the hour and bottom of the hour break. We will be back in just a minute. This is the Shooters Gallery on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
This is Country Jack, Corey Hollis, and you are locked in to Beyond Ringside.
When planning your next party or special event, insist on the best. Full Range Entertainment is a professional entertainment company providing a full range of services. From professional disc jockeys and MCs to catering and photography, when the details of your special day must be perfect, call us first. Wedding receptions, corporate parties, school functions, birthday celebrations, and more. We also have Birmingham's largest selection of karaoke tracks available. With over 40 years combined experience, Full Range Entertainment can provide you with the talent and professionalism you need and deserve to make your next event one you'll never forget. For more information on the full range of services we offer, call 533-HITS. That's 533-HITS. Or check us out on our website at fullrangeentertainment.com.
Hello again, everybody. This is Stan Grubb for Corner to Corner Radio for the Beyond Ringside Radio Network. Join us every Thursday night at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with myself, Rob Hefner, and Brian Taylor as we bring you our thoughts and feelings on the world of professional wrestling and everything in between. As my good friend Rob would say, from corner to corner and pillar to post, we bring it to you every week. We look forward to seeing you. Thanks again for listening to the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
The To Be Determined Show, live every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on this very radio station, Beyond Ringside Radio Network, BeyondRingside.com, ProWrestlingRadio.net, as well as the Beyond Ringside Radio app. Join myself, the Oracle of Ominous, the Architect of Intellect, the Wicked Nemesis, and my producer extraordinaire, Fast Eddie Layne.
That'd be me over here.
My co-host, Joshua O'Hagan.
Kitty got claws. Meow.
My much better half, Angie Nemesis.
Come join the madness.
This is not safe for work. This is your warning, parental advisory. If you have any kind of heart defects, make sure you listen because they will take effect when we go live. I promise you that. For everything outside of wrestling and a little bit of wrestling and hardcore, to the bone. We are the To Be Determined Show.
If you really want to get raw on Monday nights, tune into the Beyond Ringside Radio Network at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30 Central Time for the Midnight Black Mass Podcast. Myself, the Reverend Dan the Dragon Wilson, along with the Strong Style Psycho Tank and Andrew Alexander, bring you a truly blood-curdling experience. Uncensored, uncut, and only on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network.
Howdy, friends. It's the Magic City Motor Mouth Fast Eddie Layne with your invitation to join me, Mark Mabo Bowman, and Brooks Logan Sunday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern for Beyond Ringside Live. Wrestling, mixed martial arts, sports talk, and a whole lot more. Find us on BeyondRingside.com, ProWrestlingRadio.net, and the Beyond Ringside Radio app for Amazon, Android, BlackBerry, and a whole lot more. Once again, that's Sundays, 6:30 p.m. Eastern for Beyond Ringside Live on the Beyond Ringside Radio Network and ProWrestlingRadio.net.